Hello my friends, it's Bella and welcome to Beauty on a Budget. A couple of weeks ago, I made a video where I showed you the makeup that I keep out from my stash and then I keep it on my vanity. Just because it's the stuff I use every day, it's quicker to get to. I rotate it from my stash obviously, but it's stuff I use every day. So that's easier for me to have down my vanity. I do the same with my skincare. I have skincare that I use every day, all the time. And I keep it, it's going to shake her now. I keep it in a box like this. So that is my daily skincare. And those are the things that I've tried, that are tested, that I rely on and that have really helped me over the years. Now, my skin is not, I haven't got a bad skin now. I haven't got a bad skin. My under eye shadows and bags, they're still there. If I look down, you can see they're still there, but not to the extent they were. I'll try and put a little photograph up of when I first started YouTube. All my skincare and recommendations I've got from YouTube. I've got from other mature ladies and researching online and, you know, taking note of contents, which I didn't know before YouTube. I've always, you know, done my best with my skincare and makeup and looking after myself. I've always loved that. You know that, guys. But I didn't really know a lot about skincare. Now, I would say, if you can afford to see an esthetician, I can never say that properly. If you can afford to see one and you go to one for advice, I feel, do you have a dentist that you go to and you don't want to see any other dentist, and if another dentist is there that day you say, no Kate, I don't want that appointment, make me one, because you trust, yeah? You've got that trust. With anything like that, you've got to have that trust. Even hairdressers. My hairdresser left. She actually sold her business. It's, as so many have over this last 18 months. She's sold her business, and I very rarely go to the hairdressers. Very, very rarely. But if I had to go, if I wanted a radical change, if I wanted something completely different, I would go to her. And I trust her, and I know she'd do what I wanted. It's that trust, that bond, that trust. And I think that's really important with skincare as well. Well, makeup in general, but skincare particularly, I would say. Find someone, either an esthetician that you go to or somebody online, and make that connection that you can trust that person. Now, I've made a video before I mentioned Peach's skincare. If I was in the States, there is no doubt I would use only. Now, I've never tried it. I haven't tried it because I'm in the UK at the moment. But I know that I would 100% use her products because I trust every word Lisa says. And that is really, really important. I mean, this is not necessarily a shout out particularly. It's just sort of telling you how I feel about the importance of trust and understanding and talking to someone that understands. I mean, Lisa's given me different advice, many pieces of different advice, and I don't buy a product, so she's not doing it for profit, you know. She knows her business, she loves her business, and she cares, and I love that connection. If I was in America, I would only use Peach's skincare because I know I love it. I know I'd love it because I know by how she is, and I'm not easily fooled. Really, I'm not easily fooled. But try, if you see someone you trust, if it's something that you buy in the shops, look online first, Google it, see what it's like, see what it does. If you see something you haven't seen on YouTube, put it in on YouTube, see if any other mature lady is using it, what her views were on it. Don't go headstrong into a product and not really know. It's particularly if it's just pretty packaging. Right, so as you know, I'm on a budget, which is why I'm beauty on a budget. And some of the skincare is quite expensive. It's quite expensive. And a lot of the times you get what you pay for. So I've had to really sort of search hard and look for things that have suited me. And that I think have worked for me over time. And over the last 5 years, I think my skin's improved a lot. I'm getting older, we're all getting older, but I think my skin has improved a lot. And most of these products that I'm showing you now are what has done that for me. So we'll go in overnight time. I double cleanse my face. I use an oil cleanser. Not next door, doggy's saying hello. An oil-based cleanser first, and then I use a gentle wash. And in the morning, I just use micellar water. I don't use anything but micellar water in the morning. But my skincare in the morning would start with a hyaluronic acid. Now, at the moment, I'm using Boots. Boots have got a really good offer on at the moment, buy 2 get 1 free. So I've bought the Boots one again. I've had this before. I prefer a drip. This is a pump. And I never get it off. I much prefer a drip, you know. But if you sort of half pump it, don't put it right down, just half pump it, it's fine. This is hyaluronic acid. This is what I put on first. This is not saying this is what should be done or how it should be done. This is just what I do. Now, Boots have got this range called Ingredients now and Basics. It's and a lot of companies have done this with the packaging, sort of jumped on that Ordinary bandwagon where they've got the very plain, simple packaging. And I think the Ordinary was the one that really started that. The Ordinary are a lovely company. I love the Ordinary. But this one is the hyaluronic acid, so that's what I put on first. Then I put on, facial-wise, then I put on a vitamin C. I like this one. This one is by Balance. It's nice. It's not too strong because, you know, things do set my skin off a little bit. But I use that one. So that's what I use after the hyaluronic acid. Then I use, let me see what I use next. For my eyes, I use, and these 2 things I've used for ages. And these 2 things are the products that have made my eyes better than they were. I think I know I've mentioned them before. Anisha mentioned this years ago, and I love this stuff. I love it. This is the Ordinary's Caffine, and this is the Snake Venom by the Balance. And these 2 have done wonders for my eyes, wonders. So I put the Caffeine on first. I let that absorb, and then I put the Snake Venom on afterwards. Now, depending on what time of year it is and whether the central heating is on or so forth, I will use if it's very dry, the air's very dry, then I will use an oil. This one is one, but I can never pronounce this, guys. Bellinda. I'll put it up the top. I'll put everything up the top. And it's a super serum. So what this is different peptides together. It's a little bit like the Ordinary's buffet. You know that one? So it's got all the peptides together. It's got the vitamin E. It's got some matrixyl. It's different ones that are all in there, and it's one of those cocktails, and I like them more because I already put enough on, so I like them more, and I use that one. Another nice one is the simple one. That's really nice. Same thing again. It's just a mixture of different peptides and ingredients. it's just a cocktail, you know. And if my skin is really in the winter, when it's just pestering the central heating's on, I will do that afterwards. So first I do the hyaluronic acid, then I use the vitamin C, then if it's very dry, I use an oil. In the summer months when it's not so dry, my skin is quite moist, I will finish it off with a Q10 cream. This one is by BioGlow. I like this one. Instead of the oils, after the vitamin C, I will put on a bio oil. This bio oil, it's Q10. But lots of people do a Q10. Let that sink in. So everything, it doesn't take hours, you know. If you don't pack it, you know, you don't need to pack it on. And it just takes a little while. If you start in the morning, then make a cup of tea and put another, I just put it into my routine, you know. I don't sit necessarily and wait. I just do one, do another one. But I do it every day. And I do it religiously every single day. And the last thing that I put on a day, which is the most important, this is the one I'm using at the moment. It's not the best one I've ever used, and I'm not sure if I'll use this one again. The only reason being, it's very nice. It doesn't affect my skin. It doesn't make my skin sore, but it's a little bit on the greasy side. So that's the Bonsai Sands. That's factor 50. Always factor 50, even in the winter. I use factor 50 on my face. So always finish up with the sunscreen. But this is fragrance free and, you know, paraben free, but it is very greasy, this one. It's very greasy. So you've got to wait that little bit longer. And sometimes in the morning when you're ready, you need things to absorb, don't you? One and the other very quickly. But this doesn't really do that. You've got to give it a few minutes. So I don't think I'll be buying it again, but it's nice, you know. It doesn't irritate my skin. It's just the amount of time it takes to dry and the time I've got, really. So that's the last thing every day. So that's what I do in the mornings. In the evenings, I use I've got different things in here that I use. I use hyaluronic acid. No. Okay, so that's the morning routine. Evening routine is the same on the eyes. I do the same on the eyes with the caffeine. But when that's sunk in, I've got this is also a caffeine, but this is in a cream. And this is the Boots one that's like the Ordinary. And I put that on because this is my troubled area. This is where I age more than I think. I mean, I've got some Bernard lines, but this is what worries me, the crepey. This is crepey around here. So the third thing I put on is the caffeine eye cream from Boots. But, you know, a lot of people say, when you talk about it, oh, that stuff, layer upon layer upon layer. But honestly, if you just put a little bit on, all these things will just sink into your eyes in minutes, seconds, you know. Literally, I put that caffeine on, I dab it under my eyes, a little bit up to the corner. By the time I've got the lid on, it's ready to put that on. These things absorb really, really quickly. So that's for the night time. So I do the same two things on my eyes, and then I do a little extra boost with that. And then on my face in the night time, I use, this is the Boots one again. These called ingredients, the same as the Ordinary. And this is their Retinol. And I like this. Retinol is, I know I've spoken to you before, it's a little bit harsh for me. But this seems to be okay so far. So I put that on at night time. So after I've done my eyes, I put that on my face. So when I put the Retinol on, I follow that up with a serum, and this is Squalane. And the reason I like to wear this, this is the Ordinary Squalane. And the reason I use that is because the retinol can be a little bit drying. So it does lovely, it makes your skin nice, it does, it really does, but it can be a little bit drying. So when I put retinol on, I always top it with the squalane. That's just my way of doing it. And then when that's done and absorbed into my face, which doesn't take long, I put on a night cream. And I've always used it, Lacura Q10. I've used that for years and years, and I love it. And I've said 100 times, do a Google search on it and see the comparison to expensive creams. It's absolutely beautiful stuff. It is lovely stuff. And I've used that for years. So that's what I seal all that in with at the night time. So that's what I do. That's my skincare, you know, routine on a daily basis. I do have other things that I occasionally use on a daytime where I normally wear makeup all the time. On the evenings I don't use the retinol, which is I use it every other night. What I do instead of the retinol, all the rest of the routine's the same, but what I do instead is I use niacinamide, and that is by Balance. So that's the niacinamide. So I do the same routine, but I do it with niacinamide as opposed to retinol. And the other things I do, if I'm indoors, I'm just staying indoors, and it might be a hair day, you know, where I get up in the morning, I wash my hair and I have a shower and, you know, I do a facial and so forth, a mask. Then I won't put makeup on that day. It's very rare, it's in Sundays, but only when I'm not leaving the house. So when I'm staying in on a Sunday, I normally do my hair in the morning and do a facial, and if I've got no makeup on, I do my skincare routine always, and then I might finish it off with this, and this is the Boots Glow, and that's just a gel, but it just gives a nice sheen on your face, a naturally nice kind of sheen with that. If you haven't got the makeup on, you know, it's nice. I like that, so I use that. Also, religiously, I use these two tools. I put my creams on with my roller, always my jade roller, up every night like this, every night. And I use this, which I also think has been a big thing for under my eyes, and this is red light therapy. See there, guys. So that's red light therapy, and I do that under my eyes every night. So that's the two tools I use every night. So that is my skincare routine, and it's all in this little box, which is the other side of my vanity to my makeup. I'll put above everything that I've mentioned, but you know, each item, if you're not sure about it, Google it or put it onto YouTube, and one of our lovely ladies will know much more about it than I do, I'm absolutely sure. But you know, advice, if you want advice, professional advice, I would always say go over and look for Peaches, for Lisa. I will put her channel below. But really a lot of it is trial and error. A lot of it is trying things that you like, that suit you, you know, and it's not necessarily things that suit other people. And these things I find for me are great. They all work absolutely great. You don't put lots and lots on, you don't pack it on. When people say, oh no, you know, 5-6 layers or whatever, but it's just a tiny little bit, dot it over your face, then a tiny little bit, dot it over your face. And this works for me. This works for me, and they're budget products, and budget products that would work, and certainly have worked for me. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. So that goes on my vanity next to my makeup, so I've always got it out. I will see you again on Friday. Please take care of yourselves. Bye now, guys. Bye.